To bring that cyber center to town, Augusta has to build a parking deck so the people who work there can have a place to put their cars and trucks, and that's going to cost a lot of money. As we reported, the commission on Tuesday went behind closed doors to talk about coming up with bonds for a 500-space parking deck at the site. Count on News Channel 6's senior reporter George Escala live in our newsroom. And George, the city's stake in the cyber center comes in at $12 million for that deck.
Right, 11.5 really. The other $500,000 will be used to cover the costs of issuing the bonds. The commission supported the investment, though nowhere in the 2017 budget is there a line item for paying for the bonds for a parking deck. The city is going to have to find the money for the debt, money that is going to run hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. It's right there in the state's plans for the cyber center, a multi-level parking deck that the city will pay for. Commissioners approved issuing bonds even though all the financing fine points are still not in place.
Right now we're projecting a 522 space deck. As their construction folks finalize those estimates, that could change a little bit too. So there's still a lot of moving pieces in this.
The commission has already moved, approving issuing $12 million in bonds. Now the city will have to find the money to service that debt, with the administrator saying it will be about $500,000 a year.
We've got revenue from the parking deck, and we've got some existing sources already in our general fund, so we can piece those things together, I believe, and be able to afford that $500,000 payment.
And commissioners say they can afford it without increasing taxes.
No, there's not going to be a property tax increase. There's no way. It's only, we're almost to the cap as it is.
The administrator says the deck itself will generate some of the money to pay off the debt.
We will be able to charge, yes. We know for sure that in the early years, yes, we'll own the deck.
City going to own the deck and charge for parking?
I don't think we're going to own the deck. Do I think we're going to, as a revenue source, bring in parking? Absolutely.
We'll be able to charge people that park there will pay.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a revenue source.
Before voting to issue the bonds, commissioners discussed the issuing in closed-door legal session. Jackson says she did not make that call.
The General Counsel makes determinations on what qualifies for legal.
Now, the law department says the issue was discussed behind closed doors because it involved, quote, real estate. Jackson says she will be getting back to the commission on more detailed plans on how the city will service that parking deck debt.